I'm live. Good thing I was wearing pants, huh? Let's see. It's a mess back there. Need to clean this shit up. Move some stuff around. Redecorated some of the areas here. But whatever. As a collector, you know, shit piles up fast. So it's been a minute. I mean, before this week, I hadn't really been doing anything, hadn't really been streaming or anything. So gonna try to pop back in every once in a while for some lives, talk about things, and maybe do a couple movie things with Chuck if he's down. Some different ones with Talking Tapes. It's local Tiki. He was one of the folks behind the scenes at Ohio Terracon. He's a good dude. So might try to get a conversation with him. But I wanted to open this up today. It is a consignment piece from our good friend John over at Concrypt. Johnny Horror, if you will. And you should be following him, subscribe to him, all of that. I don't know where my knife is, so I'm trying to buy time. You should subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'll link it down below, but his content is fire. Like, I hate saying that, it's so corny, but he makes excellent videos and great convention recaps. I literally just got done watching his New Jersey HorrorCon, and I need to watch his Monster Mania 59 recap. This was actually signed at Monster Mania 59. I'm just going to destroy this envelope. I've already used it enough times as it is. Where can I buy these envelopes? Because my post office never has this size. Is this something I can get at like the... Where's my knife? Is this something that I can get at this, like, Walmart? I feel like Joanne Fabrics always has packing materials. Dude, this is why going live sucks. Like, you can't edit a live. Speaking of editing live, to catch the office supply stores. Thank you, Wolfie, my buddy. I always think to check there when I'm not there, and then when I'm there, because I know I bought like a tube or something from Pat Catan's. Oh boy, this is gonna wake Cujo up. He's gonna cough now. I need another one to mail out some things that I just got. Jesus. Wolford, while you're here, I know you're probably working, so you might be busy. You might be gone already. Have you seen Speak No Evil yet? The original, not the remake? Because, boy, oh boy, Speak No Evil blew my mind. Speak No Evil, it's on Shudder, it's getting a remake, and I do not understand how the remake is going to capture the intensity, the brutality, and how savage the ending of the original is. Wildly uncomfortable. Yes, dude. But also, like, I want to talk. I want to have a conversation with Chuck about this. So I don't want to take too much about it. But like, if you're a parent and you watch that movie, and you don't question why there wasn't more fight, we should talk. I don't know. I wildly uncomfortable is the best way to put it. These are nice. These are nice. I like the black cardboard. Again, this is coming from Monster Mania. John over at Concrypt does consignments, and he always does an amazing, amazing job. He also does his best to include the like flyer for the show. So this is the flyer for it. Clive Barker was there. If you want an autograph from Clive Barker, I don't know if he has many more coming up this year, but now's the time. When I say that, hear me. If you want his autograph, get it now. Pretty sure they're taking it a step further here. And I don't know what, dude, if they take it a step further, I don't know. I don't know how they'll pull that off. All right. Now, he also, look at that. With his Miss Me, he covered up the autograph. So you know it's from Child's Play 3. Oh, that looks amazing. And he was going to send me like the pictures from the signing, but I told him not to worry about it, so I'll get those later. But am I showing it yet? I always put my Pops in a little protector here when I wait for them to come back from being signed. I think they look really rad, housed in like a clear protector. But obviously, we're going to drop them back in the original box here. I don't remember what I asked for or how I asked for it to be signed, because I trust John with what I send him. And I always tell him, like, if you have a better idea, do it. And this looks fantastic. That haircut ain't regulation. Right there. With that yellow and red. Andrew Robinson, I believe his name was. I'm drawing a blank now. Andrew, he was the barber, Sergeant Botnick, obviously, from Child's Play Part 3, which, if you know my channel, you know I love that movie. So it was awesome to have a Child's 3 specific Funko. We also had the director of Child's Play 3 on a pop as well. And then our Brad Dourif Funko is on the Child's Play 3 Funko Pop 2. I got that one from CSR Collectibles. Man, I don't know, Josh. That's going to be wild, like, especially with that cast. And it's funny because Speak No Evil, main reason I watched it, I'm not unrolling this, but they sent a bunch of stuff to Ohio Terracon, including like the theater style posters. This is like one of the movie theater style posters, like front and back for the remake. I don't know what I'm going to do with it just yet, but boy, oh boy. Concrypt! So there's that. Thank you for your business, John, whose last name I always say wrong, so I just avoid saying it now. Concrypt consigner and CEO and executive producer on Never Hike Alone, starring Matthew Thomas. Dude, this pop looks amazing. There's another piece that he has in his hands for me right now that he's going to be getting done. Oh, he got JSA on it. I should point that out as well. Extremely thankful for that. That was a big surprise. Really appreciate that he did that. I can't wait to show you the other piece he has. Let's talk a little about Ohio Terracon stuff. There was the whole damn enchilada podcast was there on hand, and the daughter of one of the guys from the podcast, his son and daughter both, I believe, had a little table. They were selling some stuff, and they were sales snipers. Like, you walk by their table, and they were selling you something. So I bought a couple keychains off them for my kids, and there was a drawing. So on Sunday, he comes up, and he's like, "Is your last name Welch?" Like, yeah. And he's like, "Hey, you won the drawing." So I got this Socrates graphic novel, comic book. And the cool thing about this is it is written and created by Ken Sagos from Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warriors. So inside here, it is signed by Ken himself. And it says, "You gotta love me. Ken Sagos, Socrates 2024. Around the windy road we follow, the sound of eerie voices we holler. To drift into a maze we cry, but nothing saves the souls that lie." So honestly, like, those kids were awesome, and I really just wanted to kind of support what they were raising money for. And this was a nice little bonus from it. So very happy about this. I will do my best to put links to things in the comments below. So this Socrates, I think Ken is trying to raise money for a movie of it. So I'll do a little search on the Google and find out something that I can put down there for you so you can find out more about it. Ohio Terracon was a... Hey, Tanner, how you doing, buddy? Oh, Tiki. I've never called him by his first name before, and it just slipped out, so I'm sorry. Ohio Terracon was a blast. It was such a good fucking time. Everybody was great. Friday, the just anticipation of everything was high, and we were all running around with our heads cut off, and Zach and Tiki were madmen, just getting shit done. And where was I going with this? The guests that were there were some first time appearances. It was like the first time these members of Toxic Avenger, for example, were all together. We also had the Night of the Demons cast that was there. Bam Margera was there. Bob Elmore. There was so many fantastic guests. On Friday, we sat down and we talked to the two guys behind the scenes, Adrian and Tony, behind the scenes at One Dark Night. One Dark Night is Trans-Siberian Orchestra for Halloween, is the easiest way for me to put it. But if you look it up, you see it's more than that, because there's more choreography to it. There's singing. There's not pyro this year, but there will be pyro next year is the plan. And we're having this conversation, and Adrian says, jelly, I manage jelly. And I don't know why, but my mind was like, green jelly, like Jello Biafra or whatever his name is. Like, I did not connect it to who he meant. And we're in the middle of this like panel. It's on my YouTube channel. We're in the middle of it. And he says, yeah, like when Jelly Roll thanked me on the Joe Rogan show, he called me Meatball. And I was just like, Jelly Roll? Like the Jelly Roll? So he's Jelly Roll's manager. And I felt so dumb for not connecting it, but we were already so deep into the conversation. I didn't want to like take the attention from the topic to be like, whoa, you're Jelly Roll's manager. So it was just a great little extra piece. And he was such a nice dude. Him and Tony both were fucking awesome. And I encourage you to check out One Dark Night. It is touring. I believe it's the 17th, 18th, 19th is respectively Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Detroit, and the 20th, I'm pretty certain, is Chicago. OneDarkNightOnline.com is their website. They're on the socials. Hit them up. Check them out. Now, when we were talking about Toxic Avenger, I did take my Toxie Pop to get signed. So we got Mark on there. We got Cynthia on there. We got Bozo himself. We got Slug, and we got Wanda, Jennifer Baptist, Robert Picard. We got everybody on here. Like, what sucked was Cynthia's marker was a little shot, so she had to go over it with a thicker one. And then Mark Torgel, I don't know what I was thinking. I was in a hurry and I was just trying to get it done. So I said Toxie as he was signing. He was like, yeah, okay, sign it Toxie. He was Melvin the Mop Boy. And yes, Melvin the Mop Boy fell into a vat of toxic goo and turned into Toxie. But I felt terrible. So I went to him later. I was like, dude, you should have corrected me, man. Like, I feel like I like disrespected you by having you write Toxie instead of Melvin. Like, you should have yelled at me. And he was just like, it's fine. So he did add Melvin there for me. But this is an amazing piece. And the memories that are tied to it are fantastic. I've never been one to add multiple people to a single Funko. But, dude, this turned out perfect. And this was like a once in a lifetime opportunity to get all these on there. Like, this was Jennifer's first convention appearance, her first panel appearance. You can watch that over on Talking Tapes. It was amazing. Tiki killed that panel. It was phenomenal. Now, we also had Bam Margera was there. He left at one point to visit Ryan Dunn's grave. There's pictures on his Instagram, so I don't feel weird sharing that. And when he came back, I was like, the one thing that really like has always been my Bam Margera piece, or like memory, is the movie Haggard. When I was in college, I'm still awkward as hell. Like, it takes me like a day or two to like get comfortable around people. So I felt really like off for a lot of the weekend, because like Zach and Tiki have known each other for years. A lot of the volunteers have known each other for years. And I come in as this new guy, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I fit into this equation. So it was definitely Saturday I was more comfortable, but Friday I was very socially awkward. And it's the same with college. Like, I never found my place in college. So with my fraternity brothers and stuff, we would watch these weird movies and stuff. I still got to see Ming Hogs, absolutely. But one of the movies that we watched over and over and over again was Haggard. So I was like, hey, man, I know this is like from a strange part in your past, but do you mind signing it? And he was like, yeah, sure. So he wrote Bam with the heartogram, and I love it. Like, I will, this is something as corny as it sounds, I will forever cherish. He had an amazing moment with Tiki of admiring Tiki's tummy tattoo, where we thought he was going to go on a crazy, scary rant, but for better or worse, it did not happen. It stayed pretty chill. Night of the Demons, I got this like tin sign I found on Amazon, and I had them sign that for me. So we have Amelia up here, we have Hal, and then we have Nick Benson special effects, and it's hard to see in this light, but Alvin down there as well. Boop boop, look at that, Roger, just like that. Now the other piece that I asked to get signed was personal, right? So we had the panels on Saturday, and it was a dream come true to be involved in this, and it was a dream come true to be involved in these panels. That's something that I remember talking to For Horror's Sake a while back, like, dude, I would love to host panels at a convention someday. Like, that would be insane. And let me tell you, for numerous reasons, I was very nervous, and especially with the cast of Night of the Demons, they've done panels left and right and every size convention you can imagine. So I was so nervous of annoying them, asking the wrong questions, letting them down, like just asking a question, getting dead air. Like, I was so scared, but it went well. And I was talking to Amelia afterwards, and she was nothing but kind and complimentary, and made me feel like I did a good job and I could do more of these someday. So before they left, I was like, can you do something corny and sign like my header, like my note cards from the panel? So they each slap their signatures on there. Just something that I'll never, ever, ever forget. And then did the same with the second panel we ran. It was originally Talking Zombies with Marty Schaaf. He was in Day of the Dead. He was in Creep Show. He's good friends with Tom Savini. He was close with George Romero. And that conversation went very well. Also, the day before, I was talking about like, hey, we're having this panel, and Bill Perry, stuntman Bill Perry, who's been in so many things. He worked a lot with Wes Craven. He was Wes Craven's web developer at one point. He was in some Nightmare on Elm Street stuff. He was in, I'm drawing a blank now all of a sudden, Monster Squad, so many different things. And he was like, hey, can I join this panel as well? So I was like, absolutely, come on by. So I ended up talking to both of them, and they also signed their cards for me. So it was just a really rad, these mementos are something that I'm going to hold on to forever. Someone else I want to give a huge, huge thank you to for stopping by the panel is Cassandra Lee. She is from the Horrorcraft podcast, CEO, co-host, and producer. I have her business card here, and I will do my best to, that looks terrible, I'm sorry. I'll do my best to share her works in the comments below as well on YouTube. Not as easy on Facebook, but she has quite a few different projects. The Horrorcraft podcast, and Spooky Mom's Coven. So Anchor.fm, the Horrorcraft podcast, Anchor.fm, Spooky Mom's Coven. Check both of those out, please. She was very kind. It was awesome meeting her and her partner, and they sat in on both of my panels. They asked questions. They were super great. What a weekend, man. What a weekend. So here's your homework. I have a couple things of homework for you. Did you know Dr. Satan, Walter Phelan, is in a band? Because he is. And I want you to check them out. They are called, I'm going to get it wrong unless I look, Pat Todd and the Rank Outsiders. So check out Pat Todd and the Rank Outsiders. I believe he said they're touring in Europe right now, but they might be doing some more in the US. They just released a new album. It is called Keeping Chaos at Bay. He was a super rad dude. Marlon was hosting the panel for him. Marlon asked some awesome questions. They had a great time. It was an excellent panel. Make sure you go check out Talking Tapes. Again, check down below. I'll have that linked. Erie Culture Con is coming up. That is going to be in April. It's going to have a reunion of the Mighty Ducks cast. It's going to have little Lip Nicky from oh man, what's it called? Vampire movie. Shout it out. I know you're yelling at me right now. Jerry Maguire, Stuart Little. I think it was this little vampire. I haven't seen it in ages. It's gonna be an amazing time. We're gonna do it all again. Zach, Tiki, again, thank you so much. I have so much to say about it, but at the same time, like, it's hard. Little vampires, thank you. I know he was yelling at me. It's hard because you want to keep some things to yourself. You want to keep some things personal, but you also just want to share all the rad things. Jennifer Baptist, Cynthia Mannion were amazing. They were incredible at the Women of Horror panel. The art, like the busts that Nick Benson brought from Night of the Demons were epic. They looked so good. Paul Taylor was there. He had some shots from Bloodlines, which, if you remember back in the old days, Michelle the Dead, a friend of mine, she worked on that as well. It was an incredible time. What is this? I didn't notice this. We got some tests on here from Johnny Horror, testing out his decos. Decos are the shit, I will say. I bought a pack of fine tip Sharpie oil paint pens. Normal tip, like the medium bold or whatever it is, I've always had good luck with. The fine tip, I was like, I want these so I can get multiple people in this Funko. Those markers sucked. They sucked. Don't use fine tip Sharpie paint pens. When I was talking to Amelia, I was complaining about the markers I bought, and she's like, Deco are where it's at. Like, you're damn right they are. And I had one Deco. It was like a slime green Deco that I got for Peter Cullen back in the day. And I was like, if you want this, you can have it. And she was, really? Like, yeah, Amelia, you can. If you want this Deco, you can have it. And I saw her using it for the rest of the weekend. Check the links down below. Keep an eye out for the channel. What's coming next? I don't know exactly. I don't want to do unboxings. Simple as that. I don't want to do unboxings. It's you commit to these unboxings and you're constantly spending money on them. You're constantly like trying to be the first to get out there with it. And it's draining. I want to have fun with this channel. I don't want to feel like I'm on a clock to get content out there. So I got to figure out what I want to do next. And, you know, I bounce things around with quite a few people. EA Horror gave some great suggestions back in the day. Horror Mama gave some great suggestions. Papa Goss, like, I've talked to a lot of people about what we can do with the channel, and I want to come back and do something fun. And this convention experience has me even more ready to do something fun with it. So, hey, there you go. 23 minutes of me rambling, showing you some great things, showing you the 2 new pops in my collection. Boom. Andrew Robinson. Toxic Avenger cast piece. And that's all I got for you, friends. Little Vampires. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I need to watch it again. It's been too long. Erie Culture Con coming up in April. It's going to be a fucking blast.